Powerful MCs are a trope that'll never die in anime. It certainly raises the question, who's faster, who's the smartest, and who's the most overpowered of them all. My name is Taz Vic and welcome to Weebs Mojo. Today we're going to look at the top 15 most powerful MCs in the last 5 years. To be clear, we'll only be looking at the MCs that made their debut no earlier than 2017. Unfortunately, that rules out MCs like Deku and Mob since they made their first appearance in 2016. And no secondary MCs too, just the main ones. No overpowered isekai MCs also, they're just too common. But I will be making a few exceptions like Hajime and Rimuru, so if you're interested in knowing where they rank compared to their peers, then stick around, I'll show you. Number 15. Evangelist Grace Shinra Kusakabe, Fire Force. Known as the Devil's Footprint, Shinra Kusakabe is not just a third but also a 4th generation pyrokinetic in the service of the Special Fire Force Company 8. After a tragic accident with his family, Shinra joined the Special Fire Force to achieve his goal of becoming a hero, saving people from spontaneous human combustion, the turning of a human into a being of all fire. Shinra is a very skilled fire soldier, producing bursts of flames from his feet. He's highly resistant to fire and has enough strength and force to kick a car into the air. He can fight just as well on flat ground as he can in the air. And when up against someone who's blessed by the grace of the Evangelist, the show's villain, Shinra becomes significantly stronger, able to fly at the speed of light. While this is visually stunning to behold, to be used as an attack it will do nothing really, because it's simply a boost in travel speeds and nothing else. One of the newest psychics and one of our only 2 female entries on this list is Hina Matsuri. Hina is a very laid-back and oblivious first-year middle schooler. The definition of looks can be deceiving. After all, Hina is an extremely powerful psychokinetic expert. Not at the level of 100% Mob, but who knows, she just might rival the base. She can easily create one for all effect with a simple gesture of her finger, rip trees right off the ground, and take out hordes of people with little to no effort. Hina is extremely easygoing, so we have no idea what she's truly capable of if she puts her mind and effort to it, but we know that she has so much power that she always has to let it out, otherwise she'll self-destruct constantly. Demons are a very broad area of debate when it comes to anime. They come in all shapes and sizes. Now we have demons that should just be called nighttime zombies. He spends his time hunting these demon zombies while carrying his younger sister along with him. It's Tanjiro from the Blood of the Demon Destruction series, and yes, that is the actual name. Tanjiro is a primary user of the Dance of the Fire God style, but a more proficient user of the Breath of the Mizu style. From the beginning, Tanjiro was already shown to be a prodigy when it comes to fighting, and also impress our hard-pressed Gyu Tomioka, and with just a little training he became able to cleave through stone boulders in half and overpower lower level demon zombies with ease. Tanjiro possesses an extraordinary sense of smell which can sort of act as precognition to incoming enemies and their attacks. Tanjiro is a gifted swordsman. He fights by incorporating different techniques into his sword to achieve different results, and has even developed a few new ones of his own. But when those aren't enough, he switches to a more powerful stance, the Hinokami Kagura, Dance of the Fire God, allowing him to deliver strikes many times stronger. Tanjiro has a keen intellect and is a natural strategist. Superhuman strength, speed, and reflexes, and the total concentration technique is a step up from that. This rapidly increases all of Tanjiro's physical stats, but the Demon Slayer mark goes beyond that. This enhances all of Tanjiro's physical stats to the point where they are feared by even an upper moon. Physical enhancements is a trope you can find in any action anime. Tsugumomo is certainly no exception, bonding both mind and body with one of the most versatile weapons you can find in the history of modern anime. In comes Divine Possession Kagami Kazuya, surprisingly weaving his way into this list. Troubled by his shadowed past and armed with a spiritual weapon, Kazuya works as a cursed exorcist. His abilities might not be anything to write home about normally, but combining Kira with himself to achieve a state called Divine Possession, Kagami's strength is not to be mistaken. His appearance in this form greatly resembles that of Neja, who we all know is a badass. He awakens enhanced physical strength, speed, and reaction, a resistance to mind attacks, and access to techniques he would otherwise be incapable of pulling off. Great defenses against elemental type attacks, and durable enough even against sharp and bladed attacks. That should normally be a fatal weakness given the nature of Kiria. But what's worse than an enemy you can't see coming? It's an enemy you can see but can't even touch. Making her debut in January 6, 2017, she just barely made her way into this list. That is our principal protagonist, Tanya the Gurushaft, the saga of Tanya the Evil. A previously grown and intelligent man, now in the body of a child smaller than she should be thanks to rigorous military training, Tanya, also known as the Devil of the Rhine, is a force to be reckoned with. She's a gifted analyzer, critical thinker, and a skilled mage, with zero battle tendencies due to her fear of being killed in any man-made manner, which leads to Tanya being cautious about taking unnecessary chances. She's adept in combat and gunfight, wielding a rifle as though she's a fully grown man, because she actually is. As an aerial mage, Tanya can create magical force field around herself, soar through the sky with high levels of speed, or making a bullet explode like a nuclear bomb. As a soldier, she carries different kinds of weapons such as knives and grenades. She's skilled enough to perform complex cheat spells, giving her deadly accuracy. As a cautious fighter, Tanya focuses more on evasive and counter strikes rather than a full-on head-to-head fight, and she's damn good at it. Her movements are said to resemble a fairy dancing in the sky, although most enemies only yell "Monster! Monster!" as she dodges all manner of attacks and targeting spells. The power source computation orb she uses is one of a kind, and in order to use it properly, she is forced to pray to Being X. Doing so allows her to enter a super soldier state. Her eyes turn bright gold, and her physical and mental psyche increases beyond the extent of a normal human being. If you see her coming at you in this form, you better start running. But with her cheat auto-aiming system and sniping skills, you'll still just end up dead anyway. Someone else is also bursting onto the scene with guns and magic. Hajime Nagumo, Arifureta, from commonplace to the world's strongest. They say never bring a gun to a magic fight. Solution? Bring a magic gun. Hajime is surprisingly stronger than he may seem. His harem sure knows it. A monster-human hybrid, Hajime's pure strength and physical stats trumps an average human being many times over. He's got enhanced senses, tons of mana, high intellect, a creative mind, master craftsman, a good tactician, multiple kinds of relics, magical weapons and bullets, electrical resistance, poison resistance, elemental resistance, paralysis resistance, precognition, great eyesight, creative magic, gravity magic, spatial magic, magic detection, even walking through the air. In my opinion, the anime doesn't quite portray him well enough. Until we get to see more of him, well, we'll have to settle for the number 10 spot. Number 9. Kaoru, Redo of a Healer. A human who is more like a villain in his own story, possessing the healing skill from the hero class and stop the demon lord single-handedly, Kaoru is pretty damn strong. When someone is being treated, the one in pain is usually the patient, but in this case just think, you're a doctor with a really painful backlash to yourself, but in time for completely healing someone, he steals their experience and skills, and that is how the healing skill works. It has different variants attached to it: corruption healing, reversal healing, anti-poisoning, and even instant regeneration. He can kill you without touching you, mess with your head with or without magic, carries a hero's weapon, and has mastered many different forms of fighting, including magical spells and alchemy. Possesses a sharp intellect, manipulative tendencies, and a need for the ass. Kaoru is a skilled fighter who can move faster than the eye can see without any sort of magical enhancements. Combine all that with the fact that he can instantly recover from any sort of injuries you try to inflict, places Kaoru as one of the most powerful MCs of the last 5 years. We've just moved on from one cursed child and suddenly we find ourselves with another. But no one can blame him for being a cursed child when he carries the most powerful curse along with him on his daily life. That is the reality of four-fingered Sukuna, Yuji Itadori, Jujutsu Kaisen. As a regular human, Yuji was already superhuman. He was capable of pulling off feats beyond the scope of a normal human being, like leaping up story buildings, punching through walls, or at one point even flipped a car. Yuji is also an incredibly skilled fighter with or without Sukuna. When you do throw Sukuna into the mix, you've all seen what happens. His skill and combat prowess becomes the century-old Sukuna. Lines show up on his body along with impeccable boost in strength, power, speed, stamina, endurance, durability, experience, you name it is there. And it doesn't even matter how much Yuji gets beat up, Sukuna can keep him alive indefinitely, and even completely reverse any damage he might receive. Man is a roadblock with cursed children today. Another one just made their way in here. Astastaria, Black Clover. One of the newer MCs to get the most attention, yelling and running around for 150 episodes. Is it really a surprise that Asa has gotten so powerful to be placed so high on this list? I'm talking about his anti-magic demon form. Everything about this form is self-explanatory: enhanced physical stats and nullification to any and all magic. Not very much else to say actually, but yeah, Asta is strong, so there's that. Coming in hot on his tail is Leo Demon Heart, I'm Quitting Heroin. This is a power fantasy anime, but one with a good backstory, so it wasn't a complete waste of time. It follows the hero Leo Demon Heart, who has protected people for so long, he's become sick of it. He might look young, but Leo has been around for a very long time. Meaning, unlike most other hero and fantasy shows, his strength is justified. So he gets a pass on this list. Leo can do everything you would expect from a hero, and then some. He has thousands of years of fighting prowess thanks to his primary skill, Rapid Improvement. The more he fights, the stronger he becomes. He can use transformation magic, elemental magic, light magic, arcane magic, scientific knowledge, dark magic, and even demon spells. He has superhuman functionality along with super fast regeneration, intelligence, powerful shields, and a long time worth of experience. Not to mention, he's one of those guys who can defeat their own demon lords and has even taken down multiple demon lords over the centuries. Sadly, he has become so much stronger than everyone else that we never got to see what he's truly capable of. Number 5. The Monkey King, Jin Mori, the God of High School. The God of High School is an anime that mainly focuses on combat, and Jin Mori is certainly no slouch being the MC of a fighting franchise. He's a true genius when it comes to fighting, able to use the skill of others simply by seeing them in action. But this isn't enough to place him this high on this list. However, when the Monkey King form is placed into the mix, everything changes. This form is referred to as a god and everything about him skyrockets. Not to mention he can use the staff of the Monkey King to cut you down to size. If that's not enough, he can always bring down the thunder. Number 4. In the subject of gods, Hayato comes in. The Iraten deities know only peace. Hayato is what is known as an Iraten. The Iraten are a race of pure, maybe not so pure race of divine beings that exist outside of the physical laws of the world. The Iraten can defy physics and mother nature in any way imaginable, such as change their own body weight, walk up walls, fly through the air, stand on water, or even walk normally on the bottom of the ocean. They possess an endless amount of stamina, they don't need to eat, they don't need to sleep, they don't need to breathe, they heal really quickly and possesses a tenacious life force. You can go as far as to chop them up into bloody pieces and they still wouldn't die. In short, Idatens are gods built for combat. They don't require nutrients or even have an energy supply, which means until he takes you down, Hayato can keep on fighting forever and not get tired. I mean, these are people that can run around the world. And with nearly 100 years of combat experience, if you want to take him down, you're in for a fierce battle. Speaking of which, coming in with blazing visual effects is Wen Yu Xuan, Fog Hill of 5 Elements. Chinese companies are masters when it comes to martial arts, and the animation is certainly no different. Xuan from Fog Hill of 5 Elements is one of the best fire users to come on TV. Already the best unarmed fighter on this list and easily the best fighter across all fire users. He is freely able to create and manipulate flames, use them to augment his attacks or even fly. He is a superhuman capable of fighting on par with high-end demons such as the Beast of Wrath. When injured, Xuan can restore his own energy by causing his flames to burn brighter. This even causes his own body to self-regenerate. He can wield small and precise attacks, compressed explosions, or simply just blast everything out. His control and firepower is immense and is very proficient with the use of a sword, but hardly ever carries one. Wen is no slouch when it comes to combat, and if you wanna take him on, prepare to get burned. The time has come. Number 2. Rimuru Tempest. That time I was reincarnated as a slime. Rimuru was our everyday, happy-go-lucky newborn. Over the course of battling villains and protecting his friends, Rimuru has gained many tremendous superpowers. Ruler of his own country, possessing 2 minds in one, he's got immense speed, strength and resistance to almost everything. Super fast regeneration and nigh endless stamina. As an Isekai MC, the odds of the world are set up in his favor. Before making it to episode 10, Rimuru has already won against a highly ranked superior fire spirit. Rimuru has grown bit by bit over the course of the series, both in strength and in height. Now standing at around 150 centimeters tall, he can be merciless, keep the most dangerous beings under control, the boss of generals in their own right, founded by pretty girls every day, friends with a dragon, best friends with a demon lord himself, a member of the round table that rules the world, possesses good allies from around the world, took over an entire kingdom, built a nation. It's obvious Rimuru has accomplished way more than any other Isekai MC ever has. Crazy is not even up to 4 years old yet. I'm feeling bad lumping him in with the other losers, not to mention he was never a loser to begin with. The things Rimuru has learned to do is too much to fit into this video. Honestly, he can have his own 20 minutes video and still be missing some parts to it. With Raphael, Beelzebub and Mimicry Combat as his forefront, let's just say no one below this list stands a freaking chance. That might be an exaggeration, but hey, who knows. So why isn't Rimuru in the number 1 spot then? That is because there is one Demon King that stands above all others. If you've watched the video to this point, then you know. Anos Voldigod, the misfit of the Demon King Academy. Did you think killing me was enough to stop me? Who else can make this statement? Anos is the embodiment of power. Nothing is beyond him. He's cool, he's calm, he's collected, he's ruthless. He'll crush you, bring you back to life just so he can crush you again. What can Anos not do? Interdimensional spell casting, wide array of magical knowledge. If there's a spell he needs and doesn't exist, he'll simply invent it right then and there. Control over life and death, including his own. You can't kill him if you kill him. He can rotate an entire castle on a single finger with just a tenth of his overall strength, defeat the literal manifestation of time and causes the magic of others to turn against them, casually vaporize the lake, cause destruction with his eyes alone and send someone flying by blinking. The list goes on and on. Believe it or not, Anos is the most powerful MC of recent times, and if you've read the source material, you'll know he's the most powerful demon lord overall. Do you agree with this list? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon because more videos like this is coming. And I hope to see you again next time.